there, it's Bev here. How are you? It's really lovely where I am. The weather's really kicked in, so it might be a bit blowy and a bit wet, but I love autumn. I love to see the change. And I love to see those different colours on the trees. I think it's such an interesting season that we have, especially here in the UK. I know in some places you probably don't get the seasons the way we do, so we are really lucky. I wanted to talk to you today about 2015, and I know that might seem a long way off for some people, but it's not. In the shops, Christmas has arrived, and I hate that because I can't think of Christmas till December. However, it did get me start thinking about the new year, because I'm sure, like many people, you make these great New Year's resolutions, especially on New Year's Eve when you've had a few to drink, and a new year holds so much promise. It holds so much hope that this time we will actually do all those things we said we were going to do last year and the year before that. And thinking about it, I remember a time when I was an avid New Year's resolution person. And like you, they never lasted more than a couple of weeks, if that, to be fair, on some of them. And then a few years ago, I realised that one of the reasons they never really, had a chance of coming true or lasting was because I never believed they would. I think a lot of us come up with these great New Year resolutions, but back of our head, we've been told so often, that these New Year's resolutions will only last so long, or, you can't give it up and you can't do this and you can't do that. And we believe those voices. We believe those little voices in our head that tell us that this is the case. And so New Year's resolutions, go by the wayside. It's a bit like a huge cliff that crumbles bit by bit. So by the end of January, you look behind you, there's nothing but boulders left. But I changed it for myself, and I've certainly changed that idea with a lot of people I work with, because it's no different to any other negative thinking and negative speech we have for ourselves. We sabotage ourselves all the time. This idea that, other people ruin our lives and other people, make it difficult for us. Actually, we are our own worst enemies. We put more obstacles and more boulders in place to stop us achieving what we want than anything else. And I've been working with this lovely lady who really struggles with this idea of slapping down that negative voice, and her confidence is very low because of it. And we were talking about this, and I said to her that if she was talking to the child in her, there is no way on earth she would say the things that she says to herself to her child. So basically, we are self-abusing ourselves, and I'm going to put it out there. It is that harsh. Self-abuse. We call ourselves all sorts of names. We tell ourselves all sorts of negative things. We beat ourselves up emotionally all the time. But we would never do that to a child. Yet we do it to the child in us. And once we learn that actually the self-talk we have can be slightly outside of ourselves, we have a much bigger chance of conquering it. A lot of people will never believe it, and a lot of people listening to this will not believe that you can change that mindset, that once it's set in stone, set in cement, it can't be changed. Well, I'm sorry, that's complete poppycock, and that's putting it politely, because we control our thoughts. If we are going to be intelligent human beings, strong, independent women, then we have to take control of the way we think and the way we behave. And a lot of that is about making a choice not to keep putting yourself down. And if all you do in the new year is say, that's my resolution, I am going to stop putting myself down, I'm going to stop emotionally abusing myself, then you will find 2015 is, well, hell yes, 2015, kick ass, it will be your year. And it is easy to say, I accept that. it's relatively easy to understand, not so easy to do, because you have to break the habit of talking negatively and thinking negatively. And if you could just understand the concept that whatever you say to yourself is based on your thoughts, and whatever you think is actually influencing how you behave, then you'll understand how you have to change right the beginning point. And to do that, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, because you have to retrain your brain. You have to retrain it to go, no, I'm not listening. I'm not going to listen to that voice. This is the voice I'm going to listen to. And for me, I'm a very visual person. I like my visuals. And I always imagine, I don't know if any of you remember the old Tom and Jerry cartoons, when you'd have the red devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other one. And that's how I envisage my inner voice now. And when my inner voice is going, oh, no, you can't, no, you shouldn't, no, I slap it down. I almost physically wipe it off my shoulder and refuse to listen to it. And that's not to say that immediately I'm going to jump into whatever I'm going to do just because I'm listening to the positive voice. But give it a little while and you'll find you're doing it without even considering the two voices, because the strongest voice in your head is going to be the positive thought voice. That's the one that's going to say to you, well, you can give it a try. Well, we'll have a go. And that's the voice that says, well, if it didn't work this time, we'll do it a different way. And that's what you want to do. And if you want a real hell yes 2015, if you want a kick-ass new year, and you want to actually do the things you say you want to do, change those negative habits, change the way you live your life, you have to start at the beginning. You have to start patting yourself on the back, recognizing that you are a strong individual that is capable of doing anything you set your mind to. And you have to start believing that. And you have to start chucking off your shoulder that negative thought that keeps telling you you can't. That's just bad habits. So let's break the bad habit. And to do this, I myself am I'm running a free online conference call, a free webinar. Yes, I said free, more than once. It is all free, on the 21st of November. And we will be talking about how you begin to change those negative thought patterns, how you begin to knock that negative devil off that shoulder and start listening to the angel on the other side, who's very positive and who wants to raise the child in you in a positive and mature manner. Didn't that sound grown up? But that's basically what we're going to do. And we're going to do that on the free webinar. And if you want more information on the free webinar, please email me, bevhepting@mac.com. That's BEVHEPT. Then again, I can't even spell my own name. I do apologise. BEVHEPTING@mac.com. Or go to the site, www.jumpinthepuddles.org, and all the details will be there. And come along and join us. As I say, it's free, and you will pick up some great tips, ideas, resources, the things you need to stop beating yourself over the head with. All right? So I shall look forward to seeing you then. I hope that I've given you something to think about today with regards to how you talk to yourself. And if next time, just think about it, next time you get that negative thought come into your head, just stop yourself. Because you are able to do that. Just stop yourself and go, I choose not to listen. It's all about the choice you make. And if you choose not to listen and start replacing that voice, you will soon begin to be a much more positive thinker. And when that happens, you actually become a much more confident person. But as I say, join me on the webinar and I will help you along that road as soon as I can. So from me, I'm going to say goodbye. I will talk to you again soon and hopefully I'll see you on that webinar. Good night.